Vlad, can you please do a little introduction for us and just tell us a little bit about yourself and the company that you're running?
Sure. First of all, thank you for the invitation, and I'm happy to talk to the audience as many times as we need to record it. So all
I'm
yours.
so sorry.
No worries at all. I'm telling you. Like many years ago, I worked on television, maybe for like 5, 6, 7 years, and I remember we had so many mistakes like this. So I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. So my name is Vlad Panchenko, and I'm running DMarket. This is my actually third company in the video games business. The first I started in 2008. Since then, I progressed a little bit with the experience, with the technologies, with the companies, and now we're here in DMarket. I was born and raised in Kiev, Ukraine. This is where everything started. Now I live in LA, and trying to actually bring tools and technologies to the video games industry, to the developers, to the artists, to the content creators. And to be honest, what I say that I'm bringing tools for them to make a living, to make better games, to bring more fun. But what I'm doing, I'm making my childhood dreams come true. So that's very, I don't know, selfish probably, but before Kirill asked me what's inspiring you, it's my dream. So, and when I can see that I can actually make it happen, you can't stop me. I mean, I'm trying to connect everyone and make everybody happy while we're moving there, but I'm actually moving everybody to the point where I can actually feel that I made what I believe we everybody has to be and has to have it. So now I can tell you what it is. It's it's the future. First of all, very much connected to the it's a very broad example, but still everybody uses it. It's much closer example than anything else. Is Ready Player One movie. It's
Mhm.
the world where we can live in the games. We can make a living in games. We can find, I don't know, love, find work, find craftsmanship in the game. And when we can, as I just mentioned, we can make some money in the game, build some collections, trade items, craft items, and all this future. It's definitely coming because even now there are, I don't know, 400 to 500 million people in the world who already are paying for virtual items, for skins, for weapons, for badges, for, I don't know, for uh, stickers, for this kind of stuff, billions of dollars. And I know for sure that right now Newzoo is doing report about how many of them is actually willing to freely trade those items, to own them, to be able to sell and buy and this kind of stuff. Because some big American company actually um, um, asked them or paid them or requested them to make this kind of report, and they contacted us with a couple of questions. They can't
Oh,
say
that's
who.
interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, they can't say who because this is part of the agreement they have. But somebody is doing this, and when this is a big American company, there are not so many, like maybe 10 to 20 big American gaming companies. So, and if somebody else is thinking the way I think, this future is coming even quicker. The future where in the games are having this open world economies. We in DMarket, we're just bringing tools for that and different tools. So uh, tools for creators of user-generated content, tools for game developers to create content, to get money, to pay out lots of money, and to entertain people. Everything I can do to make everybody happy, but still move everybody to this future.
So, Vlad, you mentioned that this kind of ideas they're being embraced by more companies out there in the market. So, what do you think are like the best examples of businesses that work around user-generated content? Um, Probably
Well,
Steam workshops,
mm,
maybe I don't know, Microsoft with Minecraft, maybe some other examples. So, which companies are actually succeeding and sort of like thinking in the right direction with this?
well, more or less, millions of dollars in UGC started with Steam Workshop. And kudos to Gabe. He opened up so many portals for us so many years ago that the whole industry had grown on the ideas and on the software and the products they built. Steam Workshop is beautiful. It's the idea which we're actually growing in many different directions right now. But still, the core is then when I'm having a game and I want more content. Sometimes I have enough money to hire enough people, but sometimes I can just ask community. So bring me those knives or bring me those, I don't know, helmets. And then if they're being approved and they come to the game, then we will share some revenues. From my perspective, this is first of all a very fair, fair economy. When I can contribute to the game, I can make some money, I can make some living being an artist and delivering something. Secondly, it actually inspires a lot of people in the community that I am as a game developer, I actually value what they think, what they want to bring on the table. And it's a great thing connecting game developers and the community all together. And this is, from my perspective, was started by Steamworks. However, you mentioned Minecraft. I would even go further and mention Roblox. So what guys are doing is brilliant. So, and again, they allow a lot of people to make a living within the game. This is the future where I want to live in. Maybe in a broader way, maybe in a more free way, but they are actually doing a very good thing because they're building not just an entertainment as it is, but they're building the platform for the community to create other entertainment to entertain the community. And they're sharing the revenues and bringing the tools. And of course, Minecraft is a good example. They're still not there, but it's an amazing product on PlayStation. The Dreams. Yes. Same thing, same way, still a little bit different approach. But again, they're bring us tools in the world where I can actually make a living, evolve as an artist, as a content creator, and entertain everybody else. That's cool. Love it.
Yeah, actually, Dreams is a very good example because we have one guy in our community, and we did an interview with him, and he is like a professional environment artist, but he just goes to Dreams and starts, building something, sculpting stuff in VR, and the quality of the stuff that he creates there is probably the same as most of the like indie games that you find on Steam. It's just like it's uncanny. It's yeah, he's building some absolutely crazy stuff within a game. So I totally agree with you that the kind of tools and the abilities that are currently available for the players are unrivaled. Like before that, you had to go and download like a map editor and play around with like 3ds Max and start building those skins. So it's like a whole complicated technical process. And right now, a lot of those tools are actually available within the game itself. So I think the ideas that you're talking about, they're actually getting into the developers' heads and most importantly, publishers' head as well. And they are starting thinking about like the way that you can utilize all that and make more money basically on the games that they're selling. Because it's
But
yeah,
they
sorry,
also
go ahead.
open. Yeah, no. That's me. That's me interrupting you. But it's not always about money. It's great about money because it's still the business, but it's a great business because it opens up opportunity to much broader community than it was before, as you just said. So imagine how many creative people with crazy, unbelievable, amazing ideas that are in the world, but for whom this kind of editors, level things, and different tools would be difficult to understand and to learn. But now they're getting more and more tools which are so easy to use and to learn, and that they can create something beautiful for us, for consumers of these beautiful things. So love this world. Love where we're going.
Vlad, so can you give us like a little bit more about the way DMarket actually works? And just break it down for us. So what does the artist get from it? What does the game get for it? Where is your interest? Like, what are the services that you're providing? Because I've seen your project back when it was just, I think, like a PDF file or like just like some screens written down. Now you have a launched website, you have your own marketplace. Would be very interesting to learn more about how it all works.
Well, I can tell you, you know, it's a podcast, so you can always cut what is boring or you're saying it's not useful. So I'll just tell you a little bit longer story than you asked for. You just cut whatever you're saying is not cool.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
uh, um, it all started with the very idea that I want to see the world where I can actually own some virtual items, trade them, and I want my friend to be able to create these items, deliver it to the game, so I can use them, and everybody is having fun and some money. But it started with the our items trading. It started with the website skins.cash in 2016. We used our core software we had before, which could predict sales for millions of items and in different countries for millions of users and such. So we could predict which items will sell at what price, when, to whom, at what quantity for like 6 months ahead for like 8 billion market, which CSGO items were in 2016. So we used this to build Skins Cash. And the whole idea was very simple. It just evolved like crazy afterwards. So before, if you wanted to sell some items from your Dota, CSGO, or Team Fortress, you had to go through the whole eBay style experience. So you go to the website, you put it on sale, then the buyer is coming, he finds your item, he buys it, and then the item had to be, the money has to be cleared and then come to you. It always took more than 2 weeks. What we did, we started buying items for our own money. So if you come with a knife, which costs like $100, it's a one-page application, one-page website. You come, we see the knife, and we tell you, okay, we will give you $80, but right away, like now. In 2 minutes, you're getting your bank, wire, PayPal, whatever you want, credit card. And then we were reselling this item in a couple of months with like some margin, like 20, 25% margin. So, and that was the whole business about. For me, it was actually another funny story. It was actually the first product for like B2C product. Before we just did in-house things in software. And honestly, I have masters in history. So for me to run IT company, developers, project management, development, and everything else, I didn't know a thing about it, like for the like a B2C product. So the website worked very well because the idea was cool and we could predict the prices very well. However, the product itself, like we could easily buy some streamers for like $5,000 for one day, and then this day the whole website wasn't working because he didn't just couldn't sustain this amount of users. It took me a year of blood, sweat, and tears to actually build this one-page application which was working. But another thing which I will always feel the pain for, like for one-page website, we paid $1 million after a year in total. However, this website from the first couple of weeks was bringing more money than we spent. That's why it was probably okay and good school for me. And this, what actually brought me to the whole DMarket idea. It was much simpler in the beginning because I didn't know how broad it has to be to make it work. What I thought when I saw that we trade like 50,000 items per day, half of them are actually created by different community members and artists. And I said, wow, let us create like the perfect marketplace, bring it to the game developers, connect it with the UGC like Steam workshops, and everybody will just use it because wow, for the game developer, free to play games, open economics, everybody will use it. And remember, it was before Fortnite. So when we developed actually that marketplace, and I went out to the game developers, first of all, they said that free to play games are not that cool and nobody will pay that much money for skins, which became much easier after Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone. So now it's much easier and everybody wants it. But it occurred that to make game developers use the software, it has to have so many different other pieces of it, which if I knew, I wouldn't probably go that way. Because for example, and you know, and most of your listeners know better than I did that time, that we have to pay all the taxes in the world for the game developer, and this is how it works. So we have to bring the cleared money, because all the game developers we're connected now, everybody's trading pre-order packs, items, games. So as they are used to, as Steam does, as Epic Game Store does, everybody does it, we have to pay the taxes all around the world. And this is crazy and crazy. It took us like 18 months just to build this whole system. Crazy thing. Another thing, and we touched it a little bit, so Roblox, for example, is paying to their creators, already paid. They said something like $300-400 million they already paid out to their users. So we pay around $2 million to the users of DMarket.com website every month.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot. And that's not for like 10 users. That's thousands of users. Probably, yeah, thousands of users, yeah. And to do it all around the world, it's a little bit difficult, because if you want just to get money into the game, you connect Xolo and then boom, it works everywhere in the world. Perfect. But if you want to pay out millions of dollars to millions of users, there may be 4 or 5 payment providers who do it all over the world. And like 3 out of 5, they don't work with the video games industry because a lot of fraud and money laundering. And
yeah, that's the question I had. That I think a lot of companies actually are very cautious about payouts, not only because it can hurt their like in-game economy and gameplay, all that stuff, but because of like the money laundering schemes
and credit card fraud. Oh, well, general fraud of all the payment methods. Credit cards, mostly fraud. PayPal, credit card, everything. Of course. And believe me, when we even started with Skins Cash and then the first iterations of DMarket in 2017, it was a huge problem for us. So I understand that now, even if some big guys, I don't know, Blizzard will think, all right, next game we will pay out money to users. They will actually die very quickly. I've seen a couple of copycats of DMarket with lots of money in the pockets die like in 2-3 months just because of amount of fraud. So this is like a jewel in the crown we have. We have a very specific algorithms in-house built to track and to rate and to score users, transactions, and items. Because it's one thing to fight with the physical items fraud, and there are a lot of companies who do it. And we even have them connected as well as an outside solution. But for everything connected with digital items, almost no one in the world understands how liquid and how valuable they are. So we built the whole mechanism in-house to prevent, because I remember the times when we had like 30%, 30% fraud in-house. But then we lowered it up. It's like less than 1%. Now it's like less than 0.5%, something like that. But this is very, very, very difficult, honestly. And for now, nobody does it. So it's another problem. And that's why those companies we work right now with payouts to users, they still work with us for so many years, because we fight, but they don't have these problems. But this is difficult. I've seen companies, for example, one of our, I don't know, like also guys in the business doing CSGO items. So he was bought by another Polish company in this autumn. So they had to shut down the whole company after like October for months, because they had like 90% of fraud on the platform. And like in 30 days, payment provider comes to you and says, first of all, you pay all the chargebacks. Secondly, you get disconnected because nobody wants to work with you. It's difficult. But it's just one story with all the payments. So it's much, much easier when we're talking something like Steam Workshop. Again, I'll tell you today a couple of things we're releasing this autumn, which you can see right now in production, but I've seen already some in playtests and in QA. But for example, with the workshop, it's a very important part, because most of the games we have the contract right now, they are not interested only in just trading items at the marketplace and having this SDK for their Unity or Unreal Engine and the game working, like they having all trading in the system, money coming in, out, taxation, everything. But the very big part of what they demand is the workshop. Because if like Valve could actually dropped the amount of user-generated skins to like 5% because they can afford a lot of artists to hire them or to outsource them. But 95% of game developers are not that, they don't have this huge war chest, but they can and they will and they want to engage with the community. If you love the game, if you're a great artist and you can contribute, like that guy, you said he's going into dreams and building some worlds. We build the tools much less sophisticated for now, but more scalable, so that more or less any game on the planet can connect and then can have the requests what they want to be done. Then the community can apply what they have drawn, created, and then when they approve it and it goes into production, then they're getting some revenue share. This is another big tool of the set of tools which the market tech consists of. So once again, so it's DMarket Tech is not only the marketplace on the web, it's also the whole technologies of exchanging, crafting, buying, selling, paying out within the game, on the mobile, on the web, and also this workshop piece. There's also another piece which is right now like, I don't know, mid-production, is something where we connect streamers and content creators and video game developers. So I'm not sure how detailed I should tell you before it's actually being released, but this is something connected with items, with streamers, and with the actual game they are streaming about, and how we can interact with the whole community connected and the whole subscribers connected to the Twitch or YouTube. Right now just Twitch, but then will be more. So if there is a Twitch streamer, the whole community of the streamer, we have the tools how to make most of them to actually come and try the game, use the items, trade them, exchange them, and thus like activating them to come to the game. That's another part of the tools we're bringing on in October, probably.
Vlad, so that's all super interesting. Like, thank you for going into the details and talking about like how the whole thing works. I do have some other questions. I think they're connected more with the way that you see, I guess, competition in general in this market, because you've explained a lot of things, and I think what you're doing is definitely unique in this market, and we don't see a lot of like established companies doing something in this direction. So I'm wondering, how do you see competition? What do you do about it? And how do you think this market will develop, like in the next couple of years, let's say, with the new gaming systems introduced, with the new tech coming, with the engines becoming more like graphically powerful, but at the same time, Epic's doing a lot to making them more affordable. So, and all those things going on. So where do you see like the threats of new entrants, let's say? How do you see your customers? Are they gonna, continue to hunt down for like the best offer? Will they push the prices down? And how will video game developers work within this whole like game system? Do you think we're gonna have a bunch of big games like Fortnite and, let's say, I don't know, like Minecraft or Roblox? Or are we going to have a bunch of like smaller games that are also embracing this kind of tech and trying to play something? Because with like cross-platform games right now, it seems like a logical step to go into like a cross-item market as well. When you play with one item in one game and then you export it into the next game and you only buy it once, right?
Well, many questions in one. First of all, the whole, and you know as well, probably better than I do, the whole technology stack in the industry is getting easier and easier to start creating something. So the engines, what they include itself, the technologies. So to create a game, you now the entrance level is much lower than it was, I don't know, 10 years ago. From my perspective, the tools we bring on, they will open up another revenue streams and the whole economy and lots of lots of great people will come and lots of money will be made. The question about big games and small games. Well, I believe that Team Sweeney would be happy if Fortnite would be like number one, the one. But and it's probably one of the best games on the market right now. One of the best. There are a lot of great games, but this is human nature to always demand different experience and demand more. Can you solve that within one game? I'm not sure, because you will have to understand how to retain the core audience and then how to make happy the others who are already bored. So from my perspective, those big games, they're like in a very good way, like a black hole, like they're attracting more and more people to come to the video games industry. And then they will just go to many, many different other little, big, medium, and everybody else's games. So it's definitely much harder now than 10 years ago to get attention to your game. It's the greatest example would be like the Nintendo Switch, and like the first year of its existence and now. So before, you can just release the game and everybody will buy it. There's not so many games for the Switch. Now it's all the same, like with Steam and Valve. So it's crazy how you have to fight for the traffic and everything. But I still don't think that we will see like 3 games and having most of the market and like taking everything from everyone. It's just we humans are so different and so complicated that it's actually a great thing that you can't entertain everybody in like one place. We'll be like lots of different places. Epics can actually, or the guys from Roblox, I don't remember the name of the mother company, or they can actually create different games and then try to entertain different audience. So I would bring the example, for example, it's a strange example, but still, take Mercedes, for example, as a automotive company. Like 50 years ago, they had, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 models of cars. That's it. Now their lineup is, I don't know, 25 different cars. You never know what it is, why. So, but they try to serve everyone. So you stick to the brand, and then they entertain you in different levels connected to your wallet, to your experience, and to your, I don't know, social place, whatever. So maybe this is the way where the games will go. But again, it's so much different. So it's also connected to the types of the game. Somebody loves hardcore FPS. Somebody loves something like Horizon Zero Dawn. Somebody will go to the Animals Crossing, and it's fine. So I'm happy. The more people will come to the video games industry, the more people will be able to feed from the video games industry, and the more people will be happy playing games.
Yep, thank you. That was actually a very inspirational vision of the future that we're all going to. Vlad, I thank you a lot for the conversation. Again, super sorry about the hiccup at the beginning. I wish you all the good luck, and we'll make sure to add the links to your projects down to the description of the video so the users could come and subscribe and have a look and check it out for themselves.
Kirill, thank you very much for the question. Always yours, and good luck with everything you do. I love 80.lv, and subscribe, watch everything. So, and you have so many great people contributing art as well. So love your audience as well.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.